That's why I'm back to the streets like. Let me tell them homies. Shoot Satan. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You know the vibe. If you're new here, I'm Airam and I'm back with another YouTube video. So for today's video, guys, I'm going to be doing a story time, which is what most of you guys like. But before I tell you what it's about, you guys subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Some of you guys are not very new to my channel and you haven't even subscribed to my channel. Like, please guys, subscribe to my channel. And I know I've been off YouTube for a bit. I've been so busy, like guys, I've been so busy. But you know what? I'm gonna try and be more consistent now because I gotta make time for this shit. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make time. So for today's video, I'm gonna be talking about how I almost dated a guy who was in a relationship. Like guys, tell me how. Tell me how. And I've said this so many times. The streets are not for me. But anyway, so this was like in 2018, yeah? Obviously before all this Rona shit started. Actually way before this Rona shit started. So a friend of mine showed me a picture of him once. And I was like, look at this guy, isn't he so fine? Like this guy is so good looking. And I looked at that photo and was like, I mean, he's okay. Not my type of guy, but I mean, he's not outside. He's just not my type of person. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, he's so fine. I look at him. And she showed me like his old Instagram. And he had a good feed. Like he had a nice Instagram feed. And I was like, you know, it's fine, whatever. And then that passed. About a week later, he followed me on Instagram and then DM'd me. And I was like, okay, this is a coincidence because I was just reading Instagram like a week ago. But yeah, so I think he was replying to my story or something, but somehow, some way, he was in my DMs. And I replied to the DM. So the next day after that whole thing happened, I told my friend, oh shit, your nigga, well, not your nigga, but the nigga I found fine is in my DMs. I said, oh my gosh, I just like have to reply, you never know where this can go. So me being me, of course I went to the floor. So we started talking here and there, and then we switched to I don't even know how we go to Messenger, but we switched to Messenger and we were talking on Messenger. So things are going smooth, things are going well. Like honestly, let me not rank up. The way things are going, I knew I'm gonna get to a relationship with this guy. Like I knew I'm gonna date this guy. But the only problem was I was talking to him and talking to another man there. And it reached a point where like I was talking to both of them to know who am I gonna choose. Like see, I have options here. I have options. So I'm like, who am I gonna choose? But I hadn't said done who I was gonna choose. So then we talked for like estimating, I'll say a month or so. A month to I think like almost 2 months now. And this was like towards December time, so this was towards like Christmas and everything. So out of absolutely nowhere, this guy went on me. Like I don't know where this guy went. Like he was just offline. No, he wasn't offline, he just wasn't replying to my texts. And when he starts replying, it was those one texts, and you're like, okay, listen, I ain't got time for one text. Like I'm trying to choose between who I'm gonna pick. If you're gonna give me one text, I might as well go to the other side. You know? So one day he hit me up and he told me, oh hey, sorry I've been offline up and down, you know, a friend of mine is going through something and I'm just trying to be there for my friend. So when it comes to those situations, of course I can't complain. Like if you're trying to be there for your friend, be there for your friend. But he was still not replying to my messages. But he was sending me a bunch of streaks. Streaks. Those streaks today, at the end of the day, tomorrow. Like it was a lot. Like he sent them a lot. And he still wasn't replying to my text. So I was like, okay, you know, maybe I'm still going through that shit. Then after like I'll say a week later, he hit me up again. And he's like, hey, sorry, you know, I finally finished or settled down on what I was going through. That's out of the way. Now we can, you know, continue talking here and there. So yeah, I was like, yes, now it's time, you know, let's continue talking. But was he talking to me? Or did he say hi? He'd say hi, how are you, good you? And then disappear. And as he's displaying his online, he's sending streaks. He's up and about, you know, here and there. So I was a bit confused. I was like, okay, are you just trying to not have this conversation or what's the matter? And he still did not follow. So I was like, you know what, I ain't got time for you, bye. Like literally, I was like, you're gonna do this to me, let's move on. I have options here, so let me go talk to my other man then. So like now, the day before Christmas, he decided, let me hit Maria up. Mind you, this is like a month later, like we have not talked for a month now. He's back in the DM. Okay, I haven't gotten anything serious, like I haven't gotten into anything serious with this guy, like in terms of like we haven't dated yet. So if you're gonna come back, you're gonna come back fresh, then why not, you know? On Christmas Day, he called me and asked me, what are you doing? So I said, we had a Christmas party. This was like, I'd say, and I was like later. It was like 7, 8 p.m. there. He's like, oh, where are you? I said, I'm in the house. We had a Christmas party at my house. So I didn't go like out or whatever. He's like, okay, I'm almost at your house. Could you come outside? Sir, I don't remember the last time I saw you. The last time we talked, you were like, weren't having me, so what are you doing almost on my gate? But I said, you know what, it's okay, let me go out and see. Now that day I was wearing like a goldish white dress. Yeah, like I was wearing a goldish white dress. And I went down and he's like, oh damn mommy, you know, basically he was saying we could get married right now. And he's like, you know what, let's go get married right now. Because you know, I was in white. So we could get married because I was in a white dress. But I was like, you know, like I'm so upset how haven't you been talking to me, and then suddenly you've come to my gate like, hello. So after that we talked and I thought, you know what, I guess things are gonna continue well from here, because I mean, you seem like you've apologized and made up for that time, you know. But guys, I was down. So yeah, after that day things went otherwise. Like he still went, he disappeared. Let's just say he disappeared. And I was like, okay, you know, we're done with you, fine. So I moved on with my other man there, and things went on the right path and we got into a relationship. Yeah. And in the middle of that relationship I ended up meeting this guy again. Now this was, let's say, this is now time. This is like, let's say 2 months later, 3 months. Like, is it 2 months or 3 months? Around there, around 2 months, 3 months later, I was at the usual ghetto place, Zuri. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and as we were talking, I was talking to my man them, and then the friend of mine came and told me, oh, this guy is here. I was like, what the f do you mean he's here? And she's like, yup, he's here and he's inside the liquor store. I said, you know what, I'm gonna go inside and make sure that he sees me. He's going to see me. So I walked inside and acted like I didn't see him. I've walked into Zuri and I walked to the cashier and I acted like I haven't seen him. Then as I'm walking out, he's like, Maria. So I thought, you know, that's fun. And he's like, hi, he his husband's like, you look beautiful. I mean, I know, bitch, I don't look beautiful. I mean, you're gonna tell me twice. And I was like, thanks. And he's like, where are you going? I said, oh. He's like, let's go. I said, nope, I'm going to my friend's house, I'm going out. Now, of course, I couldn't go with him. My man is up there. Hello. So I went up, he had to leave. So eventually we talked for like 2, 3, 4 minutes and then he dipped. So now when I'm hanging out with a circle of friends, he comes to join the circle. And let's just say about a few months ago, that crowd, like they all came to my house, he turned up, they blacked out. You know those nights where you have fun, you turn up, black out, guys end up sleeping over. Like that's what happened. So guys are like, Maria, when are we coming back to your place? You know, that night was fun. And then he's like, yeah, Maria, when are we coming back? So I looked at him and I was like, what do you mean when are we coming back? Like, we were not together the first time, so what are you saying? He's like, well, look where? No, sir, no, thank you. Thank you very much. That's not gonna happen. So eventually me and us with Janelle and who? I was with 2 people, but I know Janelle was only one. So we called the cab because we were leaving. So the cab came and he's like, oh, Maria, you're leaving? I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm going home. He's like, are you coming out tonight? That night we didn't plan on going out. So he's like, are you coming out tonight? I was like, no, I'm not going out tonight. He's like, why not? I said, because I don't feel like going out tonight. And then he's like, I'm coming to pick you up at this time. You see why I don't like guys knowing where I live? You see why I don't like guys knowing where I live? but I said no. So eventually he's like, could you please come out, we talk. Now he came through, I was sitting in the back seat, but he put his head in through the passenger seat window and was like, Maria, could you come out and talk? And Janelle just happened to be at the front seat. So Janelle looks at him and I was like, first of all, who the are you? Like, could you please get to my way? She's like, oh hi, I know who you are. This and this, and then no, you're Janelle. She's like, okay, now please could you get out? I said, that's my best friend. So I walked out to talk to him, yeah. We went to the back of the car, like we just stood at the back of the car to talk, and he's like, how have you been? Honestly, I've missed you, and like I know I fucked up and this, but I think we should continue from where we left off. Who continues from where we left off? Kindly, like who? So I was like, that's not gonna happen. I didn't tell him I had a boyfriend with him. I didn't tell him that. But he was like, yeah, we can continue from where we left off. So I looked at him and I asked him like, don't you have a girlfriend? So when I said that, his head was like, whoa, like he didn't expect me to say that. He was like, whoa, where the fuck is this coming from? And I was like, yeah, don't you have a girlfriend? And he's like, no, I don't. That's my sister. Now the thing is, earlier on that day he did post a snap of his sister, so I think he thought in my head I was speaking about the snap he had uploaded, but I was like, not your sister. Then I said the name of the girl. So when I said the name of the girl, he looked at me like, what is going on? And he's like, oh her, we broke up on Monday. This was like I think Friday. This should have been Friday or Saturday. He's like, oh, we broke up on Monday. So that sounded a bit fishy. You know what? He already just said we broke up on Monday. It's kind of weird, to be honest. Let me just say that it's kind of weird. So I was like, okay, you're done with her, okay, whatever, but that's not my business. So I just said, okay, I have to go. Bye. He's like, oh, but I'll come pick you up. I said, no, it's okay. So that same day he sent me like a whole paragraph about honestly, I missed you, I'm sorry for not talking to you. Basically ghosting me is the word. He ghosted me. So I was like, I mean, no, he said, so it's a whole like paragraph of, you know, sorry for doing this and this, I think we should continue from where we left off because I missed you and na. Now this was before Snapchat even had the, you know, they have the 24-hour thing on chats now, like on 24 hours the chats will go, but before, like if you wanted to continue keeping the text, like you have to just save. That's what I did. I saved. But he saved some, then I saved like the rest, you know, like I was saving the ones from his side, he was saving the ones from my side, and I just told him, okay, you know, it's whatever, but I'm not gonna continue from where he left off because I did not plan on doing that and I don't plan on doing that. And he's like, oh, but you know, that he just continued to give me a lot of sweet nothing, basically a lot of sweet nothing and a lot of nonsense, and I was not having it, so I left that. And then a funny thing is, because I knew, how did I even know he was dating this girl? I think because they were posting each other a lot, but I didn't have her on Snapchat. But I think he tagged her. I don't know how I knew her, but somehow I knew her. So what I did was I found her Instagram, and I think I DM'd her on Instagram. That's what I did. I realized that. And I was like, I decided to, therefore I followed her first, then after she accepted it, like I DM'd her and I was like, hi. She's like, hi.
Guys, I forgot to mention that the reason I actually DM'd her is because I didn't want to get into anything serious with somebody who could possibly have a girlfriend. Like, what the hell? So I DM'd her actually trying out if she was single or dating this guy, so that I know if I should take it seriously or not. But anyways, you get the point.
I was like, what did I say? I was like, I was like, if you don't mind me asking, are you and this guy having an open relationship? So I think she looked at that text kind of confused, because she replied like, why are you asking this? Like, what do you mean? I was like, no, I'm just asking because he's been, you know, hitting on me, this and this, and last time I checked, like, you guys are in a relationship. And she's like, no, we're not having a relationship. I mean, no, we're not having an open relationship. But you're not the first person to ask me this. I said, oh shit. And she's like, what do you mean he was in your DM? So then I explained to her basically everything. But not from before. I explained to her like how he approached me on Zuri, telling me he wants me and all that stuff. And she's like, wait, can I talk to him? I was like, go ahead, girl, go ahead. So she texted him. And the funny thing is, I screenshotted the text on Snapchat, like immediately after I sent her that text. Like from outside, I screenshotted them. And so she talked to him, and she's like, can you have a video call together? I mean, can you have a call together? I was like, yeah, sure, okay, fine. So we and her had a conversation, like just a short conversation about like, okay, what did he say? And you know, basically I told her how everybody knew they were dating and shit like that. So time for this phone call. So I was with the friend of mine who was telling me about this guy that day. So having like a 3-way phone call, because he was at his house, she was at her house, I was at my house, you know. And when we had this phone call, she was like, so, you know, what has been going on? Like asking him what's been going on. And he's like, nothing. Like, honestly, she's the one who approached me. Ha! I said, come again and say what you just said. And he was like, yeah, she approached me, and I'm not even into her, but you know, she's been into me, and I didn't even tell her anything. I was listening to this nigga talk shit. I was like, what? Like, are you psycho? Like, what's going on? And I told her, you know what, I have the screenshots. Let me send you the screenshots. So I sent her the screenshots of like our chats. But the funniest thing is, when I went to Snap and open his chat, he had unsaved everything, you know. But luckily I had screenshotted them before like he took them down from Snap, like before he unsaved them. So I sent them to her, and then he sent screenshots from his side, and it's like, she just changed someone else's name to my name. Look at the screenshots from my side. I have not even talked to her. This guy made me look like I was stupid, dumb, foolish. Like, he really did say I changed someone else's name to his name. Why would I have time for that? Like, why would I have time to sit down, change someone else's name to his name, then have chats and send screenshots to her? I'm not that psychotic, you know. Like, I'm actually not that sick in the head. So when he said that, even she started laughing. I was just like, now you're talking crazy. So I told him, you know what, my friend is here. Let her even come in, because she knows everything that's happened since the day you slid into my DM. Then he's like, no, that's not gonna be nice, because it's just gonna look like she's backing you up. I'm like, technically, she's backing me up, but it's kind of the truth, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the truth. And when he said he doesn't want that, so I told my friend, okay, you know what, don't come, let's just fix it, the two of us. And he went on, like, he just cut the call. So we called him back, he picked up, and he was like, do you really think this is happening? Like, do you really think I'm trying to cheat on you, and I was sitting there just listening to this guy just talk a lot of rubbish. He was sitting there talking rubbish. And eventually he hung up the call again. Because I told him, now you're just capping, and have all the screenshots, and we attended the screenshots. That's when he disappeared now. Like, he didn't come back. When we called him, like, you know, tried to call him back, he didn't come back. And she just started laughing. And she's like, honestly, even just from how this guy is speaking, like, I know he's capping. And so eventually we just continued the conversation, and it's sort of like, honestly, you can do it. Like, the choice is yours, do what you want to do with this guy. But the fact that I'm not the first person you've heard it from, that should be like red flags. Just go like this. You see, my hands, these are red flags. Like, you should have left from the moment the first person told you that. But you know how people are, like, I know, love is blind, or eventually they got back together. Well, they never really ended the relationship, but she didn't leave this guy. So they continued with the whole love story, and because they were dating for time after. And me and her never really had contact after that, because I mean, that was the only reason that we even like became friends, because I was telling her about her man them. And what happened was, about a month or two, again, I think a month or two later, I was just chilling one day in bed, and I see she's texting me on Snap. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. She texted me on Snap with like a whole paragraph just telling me, you are right, I should have listened to you. I ended up finding out he's been cheating on me with more girls. I should have left once he told me to leave. Yeah, she was just telling me she's left his ass now, you know, she's single, and she basically handed him a done, like that done. And she was just telling me she should have listened to me, and I told her to leave this guy. So we had a small conversation after that, and that was basically it. Till one day I went to a party and she was there. Though him and her were not there together, but he was there and she was there. And she found me outside and she said, Maria, let's walk in together. I said, yes, queen, let's walk in together. And we walked in and we passed him. And we both looked at him like, you ain't that smart. You ain't that smart. And we just walked and we looked at him and we went inside and he gave us that look for what the actual is happening. And we went inside, we chilled. But then imagine like most of the night were like together with the other like crowd of people who were with. We just having a good time, just drinking up and you know. And long story short, this guy never ended up with any of us. Today I watched my stats and I still don't understand why I'm on this guy's private story, but private stories really aren't for like or close friends rather. Nobody told Snapchat's a private story. I don't even know why I'm in his private story because we ain't even close, we ain't even friends like that. We ain't even friends in the beginning, that's not that we're not even friends. But I mean, it seems like he's enjoying what he's doing. I think he's like something right now. But I don't know, it's not my business. But yeah. And guys, that is the story of the time I almost dated a guy who had a girlfriend. This guy really told me to marry him. You know, he's like, yeah, let me not get deep because you might figure it out who he is. But yeah, I almost dated this fool, guys. I was played for. You know, let me ask you guys, why am I always played for fools? Like, you know, sometimes you sit and wonder, like, am I the one who's making these guys play me for fools? Because I sit down and think about how even that guy that I ended up going for played me for a fool. Like, guys, I was dating them. Streets. The highway is what I was dating. And I chose to leave this one to go. Why didn't I just stay single? Like, why didn't I just stay single? Because either way, if I went for him, trash. I could have gone for this one, trash. So one or another, they were both rubbish. Anyways, you live, you learn. If I didn't date those guys, like I wouldn't, you know. And every time you date someone, you learn from your mistakes. But yeah, I really did learn from my mistakes, guys, because I dated the streets. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys liked today's story time. Please remember to like, comment, and share. And if you haven't subscribed, and guys, please do that. Please subscribe. Also, if you haven't shopped or you haven't checked out Beauty by Airam on Instagram, please do that, guys. That's my makeup line. I have eyeshadow, so please check out Beauty by Airam if you're interested in eye makeup. I have both nude and colorful palettes. Just check it out. Everything is there. If you want to make orders, DM me. And I appreciate the love and support you guys have been sending me. I love you guys. Otherwise, I will see you guys in my next video. Ciao.